Hey guys, how's it going and welcome to the Midnight Channel. Today we're going to be talking about one game that I've been looking forward to, what we have almost no information about. But I do have my suspicions. We're probably going to hear about this game pretty soon, based on just obviously my speculations, but also because looking at the time frame, looking at when this game was originally announced, I do feel like this is something's going to be cooking up pretty soon. So let's go ahead and jump into it here. So we're going to talk about Project Refantasy and P Studios' new studio, Studio Zero. Let's go ahead and talk about this. So, back in 2016, when Persona 5 was originally released in Japan, there was a new announcement for a new project going on. So, what happened is Persona 5 had come out, it was done, and the director for Persona 5 announced, or Atlus announced, that they were going to be making a new team based on the original Persona team, was going to be making a brand new game with a brand new studio, Studio Zero. So this new game that they're going to be doing is Project Refantasy. So what is Project Refantasy? So back in 2016, they announced this project, and they announced this as a reimagining or a reinvention of the fantasy genre, based on what Atlus does best, which is RPGs, or modern RPGs. So they are not only did they announce it, but they also released this teaser trailer, which is what you see right here, as well as some visuals of the new game that we're working on. Now, cool thing about this is not only is this being working by the original team, but also they're going to be using Shoji Meguro, who's going to be doing the music, as well as Sujima, who does all the artwork for Persona. So this is pretty cool because we have a solid team that has already been making Persona games for a decade already, as well as the writers of this particular project, which with a whole new cast of teams that are working on this as well. So it's something really exciting here. As far as what it means and everything like that, we don't really know too much about it. Again, they showed us some visuals, they showed us some stuff, but it does look like this project aims to do something new when it comes to RPGs, as well as the fantasy genre, which is a genre that has been already really well explored when it comes to, I mean, if you look at anything from the last 90s, 2000s and everything, the RPG genre when it comes to fantasy has been really well explored. So I'm really curious to see how Atlus is gonna work this out. The new Studio Zero, I'm excited to see what they are gonna do, because the Studio Zero is, again, a brand new studio, but it do has a really big background when it comes to Persona games and that kind of stuff. So I'm curious to see how that's gonna work. I'm curious to see what the music is gonna sound like. So Shoji Meguro has a really big inspiration when it comes to things like jazz and rock, heavy metal, rap, and that kind of stuff. And none of those genres really fit into the fantasy. But again, this is a reimagining of fantasy. So I don't know if this is gonna be something like a modern fantasy on a fantasy setting, which will be pretty interesting as well. But again, they haven't released much of that at all. The latest update that we received on this game was back in 2017 and earlier this year as well. So if you guys don't know, Atlus ended up being purchased by Sega. Now, in latest interviews, there was a talk regarding Sega wanting to focus on new IPs from Atlus. That being said, this particular game, Refantasy, because Sega now is more hands-on with this particular project, they're really wanting to push forward with this project. That's why I believe that this project has not been cancelled. Although we have not heard anything from 2017 up until now, it does imply that they are really working on this project and they're really wanting to make something out of this project. So it's really exciting to see how that's going to turn out. Again, Sega has been really hands-off when it comes to everything that Atlus has been doing. In fact, Sega has been pushing Atlus to do a lot more with the Persona series when it comes to things like Persona 4 Golden, which was released on the Steam, as well as Persona 5 Rojo and Persona 5 Scramble, which is a project with Koei Tecmo, which did the Warriors games and everything. So Sega has been letting Atlus do its thing, but they have been actually pushing them to do more and everything. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out now that Sega kind of wants to focus on the new project. Also, it does also show that Sega has a lot of faith on Atlus, because they're letting them make a brand new IP with a brand new studio for something that is really already well known, which is the fantasy genre. So I'm curious to see how that's going to turn out. I'm curious to see what that looks like, and once we saw something about it. But it does look like something like that. In fact, Yoko Taro, who made the Drake Guard series, Nier series, actually talked about this game. Whenever Atlus first announced it, I was like, no, Atlus, focus on your genre. Because what it is they know he knows the products that Atlus make, and he knows the quality of the games that it is, which is, I thought it was pretty interesting that he actually made a comment about it when Atlus originally talked about it, because I thought it was like a really funny thing to kind of mention or anything like that. So pretty much this is all that we know about it. We know that the project is still active because of some stuff that Sega has been talking about. So pretty excited to see about it. Again, 4 years in the making. I am pretty sure we're probably gonna hear something about it, because looking at Atlus and the last few months, they really just announced Shin Megami Tensei, and they're really just focusing on other games. So I want to see how that's gonna turn out. But again, I want to talk about this project because this is the newest thing Atlus is making. So really want to hear more about it. Anyway, that is pretty much in this video here today. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this, and are you excited for this new project? Are you excited to see something outside of the modern RPG, which is what Persona Shin Megami Tensei are, that take place on modern day Japan and everything, so opposed to this, which is more fantasy like and everything. Anyway, see you guys next time.